What's up? What's up? What's up, you guys? Happy Saturday. I don't know why my hair is so staticky. Happy Saturday to you guys. Hope everybody's having a great weekend. Um, we're about to get into this. I told you guys I would come back today. I would drop the link and let you guys come up and share your thoughts. You guys gave me a lot of information. Why it look so dark? You guys gave me a lot of information to digest last night. A lot of this stuff I just did not know, you guys. I honestly did not know. Um, Shout out to Tracy, who is always the best showrunner. I tell y'all, for those who are new here, I tell you guys that's my showrunner. Tracy Chappelle, one of my mods. She is also that's my showrunner, honey. By the time I woke up this morning, Tracy had sent me, I don't want to exaggerate, but probably 5 different links. YouTube channels, articles, so much, so forth and so on. So shout out to you guys. So we're here. We're gonna really, it's just I really only as I was going through the information that you guys sent me and that I went over yesterday, to be honest with you, there's really only one thing that I came across today that was kind of new that sort of shocked me. Now, I did get a chance to listen to the tape. I had not heard that tape before that had been dropped. I did get a chance to listen to that Ras B dropped. It was very shocking, very explicit. Very shocking and very explicit. I'm going to play some of it. Has been the video that the audio that I'm going to play has been edited. Shout out to Mims, make it make sense. He played it earlier on his audio, on his video, and he edited it. And I asked him if I could. He ain't said yes yet, but I don't think he gonna flag me. I don't think he gonna flag me. He hasn't responded to my text yet, but that's he said sure. He did respond. My bad. He said sure. So I'm just gonna play the audio because it's edited and there's certain things that he bleeped out. Because if I played that tape raw, first of all, this video would not get monetized, and hell, I might get a flag. So it's just that explicit. If you haven't heard it, if you've heard it, you know what I mean. If you haven't heard it, then I'm just telling you it's that explicit. So we will listen to a little bit of that. Great. I didn't read or listen to any of it, so I can be like the rest of the chat. Yeah, I did find the little diss album that Ray J made about Marques Houston and Chris Stokes. I'm going to play it, but I'm going to turn the sound off. I'm just going to let the caption be up on the screen so you guys can just read what Ray J said. You know I can't play it. I'll get flagged. So I do have that if you guys want to see that. And then I have a little bit of a video that I found as well. I mean, a lot of us are finding the same information because it's just out there, right? But they talk about Quindon and his story. I mean, his story is sad. Tracy still only got 27 likes. I know she lying. I did, Miss T. I did. Miss T, I put your live earlier. That was a good live. I'm sorry your audio, your equipment was acting up. You know, I've been having problems with StreamYard. I don't know if it was the internet or if it was StreamYard. You know, I've been having problems with StreamYard too. So I'm sorry, but I thought that was a good live you had this morning. But I did. So I do have a little bit to play you guys of that as well. I found a couple of videos. My boy, oh shoot, my brain went totally blank. He is my boy though, but my brain went totally blank. The Twixt report, my bad. He does a series on his channel called Revisited. And he actually did a video on Quindon a year ago. So y'all check that out. I'm gonna find that link and drop that link as well. But I would play his video because I know he wouldn't flag me either. But Twixt is like myself. He does commentary as he's going through his information. He also goes down rabbit holes like I go down rabbit holes sometimes. Sometimes you look up and you be like, Twixt, how we start talking about the snow on the ground? So I understand it because I do the same thing, but it's hard to play that because he does like this. But it's a good video. So check it out. It's very entertaining. Also, Thais knows people in the entertainment industry. So he was able to splice in some information that he had heard, things that have been shared with him through the industry and industry people. So that's a good video as well. Okay. Where do we start? Do y'all want me to just go through that information? And then, you know what I think I'm gonna do? I'm gonna tell y'all the part that shocked me the most. I'm gonna tell y'all that at the end. I'm gonna go through the stuff that y'all told me to go through. I'm gonna share with y'all some of the stuff I found today. And then at the end, I'm gonna tell y'all what most shocked me. Okay. And then I will drop the link. I will give people opportunity to come up. Remember, the rules over here are as follows. When I drop the link, you do not have to show your face on camera. However, I do need to verify backstage that you are a real person before I bring you up on the platform, just to avoid any trolling that may happen. So you are welcome to come up. You do not have to show your face, but I do need to verify backstage that you're a person. With that being said, let's get into some of this information. So let me just revisit a little bit of what we talked about last night. What's been all over the news. Chris Stokes, music producer, former manager of B2K, Immature. His ex-wife dropped a bombshell last night. Now, his wife said the following. I'm going to put it back up here because we're going through it, you guys. If you were here last night, sorry that you have to hear this information again, but we got to go through it, okay? Her name is Amanye Morton Stokes. I think she went back to her maiden name of Morton. She dropped Stokes. I married him in 2004, just days before I gave birth to my fourth child. He has faced accusations of sexual acts that I know to be true, but parties are unwilling to come forward and confirm them. Now, we know for a fact that at least two people have come. Well, I'm going to put a pin in that, two people. We'll come back to that in a minute. But we know at least two people have come forward, which is Ras B and Quindon Tarver, right? So we know at least two people have come forward. Now, I don't know if she's waiting for a specific person to come forward. I don't know if there's documentation that people have that she's speaking to. I don't know. But she said that parties are unwilling to come forward and confirm them. So when she says confirm, I'm thinking that there are people who have proof that are unwilling to provide documentation or proof. I don't know. She says, I can confirm that he committed these acts. So if you can confirm them, why can't you? How can you confirm it? I mean, can you confirm it because you've seen things? Can you confirm it because you came across some evidence? Like when you say I can confirm it, we have questions. I need some more information, Manye. And it begins with acknowledging that I didn't want to accept. Acknowledging what I didn't want to accept. I married a perpetrator of such crimes. Now it's time for me to liberate my spirit and open up about it. For the last 2.5 years, and I brought this up last night, you guys, because she's getting a lot of flack on social media. People saying, well, if you knew, why didn't you say anything? You're just as bad if you hid it, da-da-da-da-da. When I look at this timeline, and maybe I'm thinking too critically, but when I look at this timeline, I'm wondering if there were things that came out after the fact, because they've been divorced since 2015. But when she says that for the past 2.5 years, I have dedicated time to self-improvement, working on my mental, physical, and emotional well-being, often in solitude. I'm wondering if 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, something came to her attention that made her accept maybe what she subconsciously knew, made her willing to accept what she I don't know, but I would be, if I were interviewing her, that would be my question. Well, what happened 2.5 years ago? Because what made you wake up 2.5 years ago and say, you know what, I need to do some work? I don't know. I mean, maybe she had a near-death experience. I don't know, but something happened. This is 2024. Something happened in 2021, 2022. And I'm curious to know what that is. I just read that. Okay. At this point, my heart's desire is for every victim, including myself. So when she says including myself, I also have questions. A victim of what? Were you a victim of SA in your past? Did he victimize you in some way? I need to know what you mean by victim. Okay. And when I say need, y'all, I don't mean need like she owes it to me. I just mean need like you came down here and told us. I just have more questions. That's all. To heal and live long, healthy, productive lives. I seek justice. Now look at the hashtags. I think the hashtags are interesting. We said this last night. She hashtags Chris Stokes, but she also hashtags Marques Houston. And then she has accusations, truth, and reality. So, I mean, I know that I just totally dissected that, but that is how my brain works, you guys. That's how I look at things. When I see stuff, my brain, that's just how that computer works. So I know I'm pontificating right here, y'all. I am pontificating right here. We don't know what happened 2.5 years ago that sparked something. Maybe she was a victim as a child and a memory popped up. Maybe she was cleaning out an old storage unit and she came across something. Maybe someone in her life came to her and said, your husband did this to me. I don't know. But something happened and I want to know what it was. And when she says a victim, I want to know what it was. That's just me. That's just me. Moving on. So that dropped last night, and of course the internet has been abuzz ever since. I find it very interesting that as I was going through this information today, I'm very reminiscent of the whole Diddy thing. What I always tell you guys, it was hiding in plain sight. So much of this stuff is just on the internet. People have been talking. Why are we not? And I say we because I'm including myself. We hear these things and we move on. I don't know. So let me share with you guys some of what I found when I fell down the rabbit hole this morning. Once again, shout out to Tracy. If anybody sends me any cash apps or anything during this live, I'm gonna forward those to Tracy because Tracy did the work. I ain't gonna tell y'all no lies. I woke up and it was there. I did do a little something here and a little something there. But if anybody cash apps me, I'm forwarding it to Tracy. So just so you know, you'll be tipping Tracy today, okay? But I appreciate we do appreciate all tips given, but they will be going to Tracy today. Because baby, when I say I woke up this morning and and Tracy was like bloop, 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 bloop. I said, well, damn, thank you, boo. Thank you, my love. Hey, Rye, what's up? Personally, I think we move on because we expect others to say something. That's a good point. I have my thoughts and I'll get into it. So where do I want to start? I got so many tabs open right now. Where do I want to start? Okay, so this is the Ray J video. I'm going to play it. Like I said, I'm going to keep the sound off. And I'm going to let you guys read the closed caption. I'm going to keep the sound off. Because again, the song I'm sure has a copyright on it. Although I will never understand how these YouTube channels get away with putting stuff up that has a copyright and I don't know. That ain't my business. That's between them and YouTube, child. That is between them and YouTube. I know what I'm doing over here. I know what I'm doing over here, honey. That is between them and YouTube. But I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna play the audio. I'm just gonna let it play on the screen. The name of the song is called The Booty Fruit. It is called The Booty Fruit. Okay. They buy the music. Oh, thank you, Miss T. Tracy, you can have my super chat too. Hey, Mims. Hey, boo. Mims told me I could use some of his too, honey. Okay, let me make sure the sound not playing. All right, I'm going to just let it. Y'all can just read the caption. Read the caption, okay? Now, when y'all see the little bleep, that means he's cussing because he uses a lot of curse words. Okay. But I'm going to let it play. I know that's not a lie. I'm going to let it play one more time, you guys. But again, between the cussing, the fact that it ain't my song, and what he talking about, I just ain't playing it. Y'all can't even see it on the screen. Read it out loud, really. Some people are just listening to you not watching. All right, I'm gonna read it. He says, hold on, y'all. He says they stole Ray J's booty too. Well, Ray J didn't say that. Ray J said he heard that that's what they do. Now he just saying that I heard Chris Stokes and Marques Houston. I heard that's what y'all do. That's what he said. And again, it's just a lot of cussing and stuff. I'm gonna just put the link in the chat. Y'all can go listen to it. I'm gonna put the link in the chat. I'm nervous about playing it. I'm just gonna tell y'all the truth. I'm gonna put the link in the chat and y'all can find it. But he says it's a diss track to Chris Stokes and because y'all told me last night that to go look it up. So I looked up Ray J. So that's the link right there to that video. Ras B called Ray J and told Ray J what happened to him. Right, exactly. And so Ray J did a diss record and he's saying this is what I heard. Now, Marques Houston's name keeps coming up in this mix. I'm just telling y'all now. That's the link right there, you guys. They don't want to have to see Sonya. Listen, no, they don't want to see Ray J mama behind none of this. Which we gonna get into that. We when we get to Quindon, we gonna get into that in a second. Let me close that. Okay. Let me see. I got two other tabs open. Let me see what the other two tabs are. Okay, that's Mims. Okay. So I'm gonna let y'all listen to what Mims listened to. Shout out to Mims because he edited the audio. So I'm gonna let y'all hear the edited audio. Ray J was trying to shut Ras B up. I don't know, but he put it out there, child. Shout out to Mims for letting me use it. I'm gonna let you guys hear the edited audio. Hold on. I have it. Oh, thank you, Tracy. I'll forward this to you. Thank you for the Cash App cross country cruiser, and I will forward that to Tracy when I get off of here. Now Ras B did an interview on Vlad TV. Y'all know how I feel about Vlad TV, child. Y'all know I can't with him. Y'all know I can't with him. But he did do a video. All right, I'm gonna play the audio. I'm gonna let you guys hear it on the speaker. I think it plays better through the speaker. Well, I know it plays better through the speaker. So I'm gonna let you guys hear it through the speaker. And again, the bleeps that you guys hear are necessary. But you get the gist of it. No, he was when Ras B was going ham on Chris Stokes and Marques Houston years ago. Oh, I love when Ray J soft-spoken ass tries to act gangster. I can always tell Ray J is on the slopes. Ray J be around a lot of booty bandits. Remember what he? Oh Lord. Oh, it's funny how all this stuff be coming up. I guess I just be in a whole nother world because some of this stuff I'm like, I have no idea what y'all talking about. All right, so here's the audio of Ras B talking to Quindon. The audio that he leaked. Now it sounds like they were. It doesn't sound like they were having a general conversation. It does sound like Ras B was sort of into. Well, let me tell you what it sounds like happened. What it sounds like happened is that Ras B and Quindon were having a conversation and Quindon shared these things. And then it sounds like Ras B was like, oh, shoot, I got to get this on tape. Like, I need proof. And so, because when you hear him asking questions, it sounds like he's asking questions to get Quindon to say certain things, not to get him to lie. That's not what I mean. But I think it was like, oh, you were in the red room. oh, you were the burgundy with a couch. It sounds like there was certain things he wanted said. You know what I mean? Like that's what it sounds like. And because it sounds like that a conversation was already had, and now he's like, oh shit, I gotta get this on tape. But I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna let it play.
Because the video is not. I had to edit it, so
shout out again to Mims. Thank you, boo.
And trigger warning. Definitely, even though it's edited, there's a trigger warning. So you guys want to know who Quindon is? We'll get into that after we watch this video. But Quindon is the young man in black and white on this photo.
That's the photo right there. He's in my thumbnail.
This is Ras B recording Quindon. I don't know if Quindon knew that he was being recorded, but y'all can take a listen.
So part of what was bleeped out was he's talking about Marques Houston, and y'all got to read between the lines. He said Marques Houston made him bleed, and that he told him he was hurting. He said Chris was sitting on the bed watching, and he described what Chris had on and what was going on.
Are you talking about the same room with the burgundy stuff in there? Was at the time we was in the room, was the couch like red burgundy, like the burgundy couch? Was it burgundy? No, it was blue. Chris's room. Mm-hmm. Are you talking about?
You said you can't make it out. So basically, he's talking about a day that and Chris Stokes. What he is alleging is that he was taken advantage of by Marques, and that there was blood.
Yeah, I know about that bed. Hey, on the side of that bed, on the left of it, was it that little glass jar with the change in it and the little like futon? Was there a little? Huh? Quindon, I'm trying to tell you, I walked through the same thing that you walked through. That first time that Marques ever put his dick in my booty was in that room too. Yeah.
So, and again, I'm a Tracy, make sure you put Mim's link in the chat, please. I just want you guys, like I said, it's you can find the raw phone call online. I found it, but that's why I wanted to use Mims, because he did edit it, and I appreciate him letting me use it. But yes, he is saying that Marques was doing this to him and that Chris was there. Now, somebody put in the chat that Marques was doing it under the order of Chris Stokes because Marques was younger as well. I remember when they did MTV Cribs back in the day, Ras B lived with Chris Stokes because he was supposedly his cousin, not just manager. Who was that talking? That was Quindon Tarver. That was Quindon Tarver talking. Thank you, Tracy. There's Mims' link. You guys go check out. He did a whole live today. Now he had he had some new information. So you guys go and check out. Somebody reached out to him with some information. So you guys go and check his video out to hear that connection has a different angle. That may explain some things. Don't know. Depends on what you choose to believe. How can you send something to me? You can send something to me on Instagram. My Instagram is ReallyBTV _ on YouTube. You can send it to me on Instagram. So yeah. It sounds like it's all alleged. This is all allegedly. Okay. Okay. I see I see you, Elite. I see you just followed me. So let me know when you send it and I'll check to see what it is. All right. Let me see. Hold on. Okay. All right. Sorry, y'all. Okay, so allegedly he made all of them do. Yeah, that's what I heard too, Miss T. I heard that allegedly Chris Stokes made them engage with each other. Again, I'm finding being creative in what I'm saying. Being creative in what I'm saying. Okay. Let me know when you send it, Elite, and then I'll see what it is. Okay. So the one thing I'm gonna play it's so I found a couple of videos on Quindon Tarver. He was on American Idol. He was sounds like he was a sort of a child prodigy when it comes to singing. He started singing at his grandfather's church at a very young age. We know that he was in the readaptation of Romeo and Juliet that had Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes back in the day. He did the cover to When Doves Cry. And now I saw where the soundtrack the soundtrack to Romeo and Juliet sold millions and millions of copies. We know that movie was a big hit, yet he was only paid $3,500 for doing the movie. $3,500 for doing the movie. So he signed with Chris Stokes. And in that if you continue to listen to that audio, he speaks on the fact that he feels like Chris Stokes is the reason why his career was stalled. You know that record label that basically Chris Stokes stopped his uh, that Chris Stokes is the reason why that it stopped, right? So, and we know that story. Like we've heard that story a million times when it comes to well, he was from Texas. He was from Texas, Amber. We've heard that story a million times when it comes to these artists, especially young artists who get taken advantage of. He did not have an entertainment attorney when he signed these contracts. And so, unfortunately, it never really worked out for him. There is some question about his death. Some people say that it was a car accident. Some people say it was a natural car accident. You know what I'm saying? But it's still unfortunate. The car accident happened after these tapes were released. Ras B released these tapes without getting Quindon's permission. And Quindon was definitely not happy about these tapes being released. I don't even think he knew he was being recorded. So I understand Ras B's desperateness though. Okay, I accepted it. Let me see if it'll let you do it now. Elite, see if it'll let you do it now. I accepted your hold on. Let me follow you back. Maybe I have to follow you back. So I followed you back. So maybe it'll let you send me the attachments now. And I am going to drop the link in a few minutes. So Elite, if you want to come up and just share what it is you wanted to send me, I am going to drop the link in a few minutes. There's always a shadow of sadness whenever QT is discussed. Yeah, you know, going through the rabbit hole that I went through today, it was very sad. It was very, very sad. And again, I don't condone necessarily what Ras B did, but I understand it. You know, Ras B has been telling this story for years, and nobody believes him. Nobody's taking it seriously. He's written off as a quack. He's written off as having mental issues. He's written off like people, but you know, I think sometimes people forget what comes first, the egg, the egg or the chicken, right? Does Ras B have some mental issues? Maybe, you know, but is it because of the trauma that he went through? Maybe. You know what I mean? So again, it's all alleged. So um I can't say that, you know, but again, if you believe Ras B's story, then realistically we can say some of the behavior we've seen from Ras B over the years may be a result of the trauma that he went through as a child, right? I don't understand why states still allow such predatory contracts of kids. I don't know. Y'all, Raz been telling the truth all this time, and they're trying to make him out to be crazy. The truth is, what happened to him by his cousin is true. Well, Amber, I have to say alleged. Ain't nobody been convicted, and I ain't about to say nothing is true. I don't have no proof. I mean, I have what I believe. I have my opinion, but certainly I understand what you're saying, boo. I understand what you're saying. I think there are laws that are in place to protect children, especially when it comes to child actors and performers. There are laws in place. Um, a lot of times, these people go in and they are not properly represented. They are not. They don't read the contracts, and then by the time it happens, they don't go through because lawsuits are expensive. They don't go through the legal what it has to do to sue to get the money that's owed to them. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me see some let me see. Elite just sent me something, so let me see. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay, so what Elite just sent me is a screenshot from Quindon's Instagram. I'm going to read it to you guys. It's a picture of Quindon with Chris Stokes. So picture of Quindon with Chris Stokes. This is from, you can see at the top, this is from his Instagram. I am Quindon. And it says, guess who, Throwback Thursday. So then there was a comment underneath the Instagram by somebody who wrote, I don't get it. If this man, Chris, molested you, why are you posting pictures of him and you at a video shoot? So Quindon responded, and this is from, this is from years ago. Quindon responded, well, for one, he didn't do it to me. Marques Houston did. He M'd me and he R-word me. Chris was behind it though. Second, I've forgiven them and moved on with my life so I could heal and live yet to exist. Third, no matter what I endured, it doesn't negate that these were moments of my life that I have the right to share, be it good or bad. I've moved on. Hence the reason why I'm able to share my story. What was done is done, but it no longer hinders me from living in any aspect of my life. I hope this answers your question. So thank you, Elite, for sending that. That's what it is right there. Thank you, Elite, for sending that. So Quindon saying, Quindon is saying that it was not Chris Stokes that actually violated him. It was Marques Houston who did it under the, I guess, orders of Chris Stokes. Okay. Now, what I will say is this: the one thing that I found, I was not able to find the whole Vibe magazine article. There is a couple of websites where I can order the transcript of that particular article. You know, Vibe does that's from years ago. We'll probably have to like go into an actual, go into the archives or something like that. My research skills are dusty, you guys. I have not done major research in many years, so I would have to like go into the archives or go to actual, find it on microfiche or something. I have not been able to find it. If anybody finds the whole article online, please forward it to me. But I have not been able to find it. But what I was able to find, and I'll read it to you guys, what I was able to find is an excerpt from the article. I found it online on a website called the Judiciary Report. And what it says is Chris Stokes was accused of molesting another boy prior to B2K and Quindon Tarver. So let me read you guys this article. This is coming from the Vibe magazine. At the time, Tarver, 12, and his mother met Stokes, who was in his 20s at the time. The producer told the family someone lied about him in a legal case, stating he molested a boy. They believed his story and signed with Stokes, and Tarver was then assaulted as well. Shortly after, members of B2K were subject to the same. And then it says the story source, Vibe magazine. When Chris Stokes met Quindon Tarver, Stokes asked him to belt something out on the spot. He was impressed by the boy's silky, anointed voice. He told my mom he wanted to fly us to LA. Tarver says, but there was another thing Stokes needed to mention. I'm getting ready to go to court on a M charge, Tarver says. Stokes told him and his mother, but it's not true, and I'm going to win it. It happened like overnight. Tarver recalls with all his voice. Stokes promised him he'd win a Grammy, but says, Tarver, everything just started going downhill after my first album. Tarver claims that lots of money was lost and jealousy started to unfold with him and Stokes. Looking back, he says he was manipulated, cheated, and sabotaged by Stokes. But according to Tarver, the damage to his career was just beginning. I have had some things that haunted me for quite some time, he said, his voice in a whisper. He is a very dirty, rotten guy. For a certain amount of years, I was emmed. I wouldn't say exactly by Chris, but he would organize it. Tarver stopped speaking. It sounds like he's hyperventilating. He'd organize activities to be done as he sat and watched, watching or coaching, if you will. He would make another member of immature come and do things. Oh my God, for years it was rough. Tarver says Stokes made him take showers with the other boys. He says Stokes would ask him, who do you think of at night when you pleasure yourself? He says Stokes made him and Marques Houston kiss each other. He said, I can take a lie detector test or anything, he says. It's just a little bit of things I went through. I'll put the link in the chat to this website I found. Again, I did not find the whole article, but those are excerpts from the article. I'm putting that in the chat now. I'm going to drop the link. So the reason why I kept that for last is because I want to open up a different, feel free to share what you want to share. Again, be very careful with your words. You know, there are certain words that YouTube does not like. Please don't say RAPED. Please say the R word. Please don't say, please say unalive if you're going to speak on the theories about how Quindon passed away. Please, just be very careful with your words. Y'all know the reason why YouTubers use certain words instead of saying things outright, because YouTube just doesn't like us to say things too many times. Not that we can't say them at all. They don't like hearing it too many times. It'll flag the video. And this video probably already is going to be yellow, but we're going to try to keep it green, y'all. We're going to try to keep it green. My question though is this, and I hindsight is 2020. And I try to be very forgiving. Right. Excerpts that speak volumes. Exactly. I try to be very forgiving when it comes to parents. But in this situation, I do have to side eye Quindon's mama a little, just a little bit. I'm not sure how open I would be to allowing my child to work with someone who has these types of allegations. Now, clearly, Chris Stokes was never convicted. Whatever, I don't know what happened. I'm sure some internet detective is going to get the whole kit and caboodle. We're going to know the whole story. If it's not already out there, we're going to know the whole story, I'm sure, in a matter of days. But I find it to be very interesting. This man says, hey, I want to sign your son. He's talented. He's this, he's that, and the other. Oh, by the way, I need to let you know that I'm getting ready to go to court very soon on allegations that I have assaulted another young boy. They're not true, though. Don't worry about it. Send your boy my way. I'm sure. I'm just not sure that that's the road I would take. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say I'm not sure. I know that's not the road. If that were my child, I just know. I'm just going to call a thing a thing. If that were my child, I'd say, you know what? If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. Another opportunity will come our way. We're going to keep grinding. Because the way it's described is that he already had a demo. Quindon had already recorded a demo, and someone had passed that demo to Chris Stokes, and Chris Stokes, that's how they even got connected. So my thing is, the same way that demo got to Chris Stokes, that demo could have got to anybody else. Unfortunately, you know, sadly, there were other predators that were in the music industry at that time. I ain't gonna say no names, but allegedly, y'all know the names. But I just in my mind, I feel like I'll be like, another opportunity is gonna come, because I ain't comfortable with this. That's just me. Now, I dropped the link. If you guys want to come up, I'll drop it again. My kids would not have gone anywhere with him. He would have signed elsewhere. Right. I would have at least had to wait until the court case was over. Mama must have been desperate. Chris was hitting her off on the side. That's interesting. Well, my thing is this, and here's the question too, and I don't know the details of that case. I don't. But I know I definitely would know all the details of that case before I let my child go somewhere with him. I know that. I promise you that. I promise you I would know all of the details. And my child probably wouldn't go, but I'm just telling you, ain't nowhere in the world that this man has a pending criminal case for something like that. I mean, I guess my question is, if that man had said to you, oh yeah, by the way, I got a case next month where I'm being charged with drug trafficking, would you let your child go with him then? Oh yeah, by the way, next month I have a case where I'm being accused of murder. Would you let your child, like, I'm just confused. Like, I'm confusion. You know, I am confusion. Red flag for real. It's a red flag for me. I ain't gonna tell you no lies. It's 250 people in the chat. Please hit that like button if you are new here. Go ahead and subscribe, you guys. I did drop the link. I will drop it again. Now, y'all said last night y'all wanted to come and say some things, and that's okay if you don't. If you change your mind, listen, I ain't gonna make nobody come up here, but I'm gonna give y'all a few more minutes to come up. Do not forget that tonight at 7 o'clock, I believe Eastern Standard Time, on It's Me D's channel, we will be discussing last night's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. And then myself and Kiss Me Cheeks will be discussing Traders. I think we're gonna stream it on both channels. So it'll be on my channel and her channel. So we're gonna be discussing Thursday night's episode of Traders. Okay. My review of Raising Canaan was posted last night as well. So if you want my review of Raising Canaan, that's already posted. Omarion and Marques used to be really tight, so I always wondered if that was the reason. Oh, no longer messes with Marques. You know, here's my other issue, you guys, and I'm confusion. Oh, here come my girl, Miss T. I gotta talk to you too, Miss T.
Hey, sugar, how are you?
Hey, Miss T, how you doing, my love?
Hey, I don't hit platforms, so I hope I do well.
I know, I'm blessed. You don't be hitting links.
Yeah, I don't think I do well on panels and stuff like that. So I kind of stay in my lane. But I had been following this story for years. I remember when the video came out of him talking to Quindon Tarver. So I did follow that. And at that time, Ras B was acting somewhat unhinged, but you made a perfectly good statement when you said trauma. Probably trauma. He was suffering a lot of trauma. And what happens is we know if we follow the entertainment industry, when you are about to expose certain people, they always deem you crazy. Now, when you suffer trauma, this is what I believe. When he was suffering trauma and he was really trying to get his story out there, they shunned him. So
Mhm.
when he called Quindon Tarver that day, he were actually trying to get him to corroborate what he was saying, but
Right,
in a roundabout way. Like, yeah, I
right,
remember that burgundy couch. Will you remember? Now, allegedly, Chris Stokes wasn't the one doing it, but he was putting them up to do it to each
right,
other, according to Ras
right,
B and Quindon Tarver.
right, right.
Yeah.
Which to me is even more sick. You know what I mean? It's all sick, you know.
It-
Miss Nat, I
yeah.
mean Auntie Natty, I see you backstage. If you want to turn your camera off, I can bring you up. I don't know if you want to be on camera or not, but I see you. Okay, all
Yeah.
right, I'm gonna bring you up.
Okay.
The Miss
And
T,
so,
before you go, before you, oh, go ahead, finish what you were
oh,
saying, but
I'm
don't
not
turn it
going.
off when you get done. Oh, okay, okay.
Now, Now, when people question the parents, we all side eye the parents. Why do they allow their children to go into contracts like this? For one, they don't read the contracts extensively, and they allow their attorneys, the company's attorneys, to
Yes,
represent them as well. And so
yes,
that's a no because, of course, they working for the company. And so when parents sign that, a lot of them are looking at perhaps their lifestyle or debt that they're in, and not so much that this is what their children want to do, but what will I gain from it? And so they allow those children to get in those type of contracts. And it is said allegedly that that's part of the industry's ritual. I'm saying allegedly that they are to take young boys' virginity
mm,
to weaken them so they can have control over them.
mm. I mean,
So,
I can't. I'm not going. I certainly don't know whether it's a ritual or not, but that's certainly a way to get control when you emasculate
mhm,
somebody. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
If y'all haven't seen it already, there's a movie that came out called A Tale of Two Corys. It was about Corey Feldman and Corey Haim being child actors and the allegations that happened to them. Yeah, I mean, again, Corey, which one is the one that oh shoot, which
Harmon,
one is it?
Harmon, right?
Corey the
Hammond or Harmon?
Feldman. Was it Corey Haim? Which one was the one that had the drug issues? And again, it was the same thing. Everybody thought, "Oh, you're just an unhinged child actor. You out here, you're a drug addict." But again, he spoke to his trauma, and not only had trauma from what he alleged happened to him, but also his parents spent up all his damn money, so he was broke. So it was like, well, I went through all of that for nothing because he talked about how Ricky Schroeder's parents,
Hmm.
how they invested his money and they did so well for him, by him with the money. I mean, Todd Bridges has told his story. Corey Haim, thank you. Todd Bridges told his story. I mean,
Exactly.
look at just when you look at the child actors. Now, Miss T, let me say this before I'm gonna let Auntie Natty speak. But let me say this. I heard you earlier say Bid Wiz. You play Bid Wiz.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Hmm.
We definitely got to hook up. I'm a card
Okay.
player.
Oh
I
yeah, I
play
do
Bid Whist
this.
and Pinochle.
I don't know how to play pinochle. I never learned, but I play bit whist. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, we definitely gotta. I gotta. We definitely gotta link up because
Okay.
me and my family, we always play Bid Whist. I had to get you on the game night. I had to get you on the game night. Auntie Natty, what you?
Hey, really, B.
Hey, how you
First,
doing?
I'm not signing the mama for a contract. First of all, I'm not gonna let my child go and stay with anybody, and I'm not in the house with them. Number one, and especially, you done told me You going
Right.
to court for this heinous act? And I'm gonna say, okay, you say you didn't do it. Go on with it, baby. No, ma'am, Pam.
Yeah.
But
That was
like she say, they're not looking at what's best for their child. They looking at, I'm struggling. My baby gonna make this money. He gonna buy
mhm,
his mama this. We gonna come. No, ma'am. Your main
mhm,
purpose as a parent is to protect and teach your child. She
yeah,
failed him. She was the first person that failed him. Then
exactly.
Chris failed him. But that
Exactly.
mama, and I know we're not
Mhm,
talking about Aura, but a lot of those parents did the same thing. They dropped
mhm,
them daughters off,
mhm.
young daughters, because they could sing. If I take my child to the snake pit and push him in, I ain't got nothing to say when that snake biting.
Mm.
Point
And
blank, period.
you know, Aunt Nettie,
We know. Go ahead.
not to cut you, I apologize. Go ahead, and then I'll come back after you because I want to hit on that too.
And they speculate. And was that you talking about that last girl parents really be that said that Jasmine's parents the what's their last name? He said the daughter won't talk to them. The guy
Oh,
that
Joycelyn, I think
yeah,
her name
yeah.
is.
Have you ever thought maybe it's because y'all took her there and dropped her off? She holding y'all accountable too, and you don't want to hold yourself accountable.
Mm. Yeah,
Everybody
maybe.
want to say she's brainwashed, but it could be more to that. She could say, "I wouldn't have been in this position if you hadn't have took me to him and left me there."
Mm. Well,
Yeah, they got to stand in it.
yeah.
I had two boys. One of my babies, and I'm from a small town in Arkansas, Forest City. You probably need a magnifying glass to find it on the map. My oldest son could sing so good. He went with his school. Only two or three of them got selected from the school choir to sing at Carnegie Hall.
Oh
But you
wow.
think I let my baby go to New York by himself? And no, ma'am. And he was with the school and school chaperone. But we mothers went with our children.
I understand. Listen,
I'm not
I
letting mine
understand
go.
100%.
I'm not letting mine go. So his mother is the main one. And I don't know how she can live with herself because, in my opinion, something did happen to him that wasn't natural. You got what happened to him as a child on your conscience and his untimely unaliving. If she's still living, she should not have a restless night of sleep ever, in my
Mm.
opinion. Okay,
Okay.
Miss T.
You're absolutely right. I agree with you. And I think a lot of times the reason why the parents, can you hear me?
We can hear
Mm-hmm.
you.
I think a lot of times the reason why when things like this happen and the parents don't come back and do anything about it because of guilt and how people would view them, so they sweep it under the carpet. And a lot of times I don't believe that these people tell exactly what happened because they're afraid to be blackballed. Now you got to remember, if you believe in yourself, you're an actor, an actress, a songster, whatever you want to call it, and you still want to make it in the industry, you don't want to blow the whistle on, a lot of things that's going on behind the scene because you still trying to make it. So when normally they blow the whistle, that's it for them in the industry. They know that's it for them. And then things, they start deeming these people as crazy. But if you notice, a lot of them mask their hurt and pain with drugs and alcohol. Orlando
Mm-hmm.
Brown is one. We just talked
Mm-hmm.
about Corey and Corey. We just
Mm-hmm.
talked about Ras B. They're masking their hurt and pain with alcohol and drugs. You have physically, mentally, and emotionally damage these people when you do what you did to them, as far as imming and aping them.
Yeah. And somebody put that Ras B's mom was on drugs. So there's a level of trauma that's already there with
Right.
that. Also there's the stigma. There's two things, and there's the stigma to the fact that they were boys. We know what's the first thing we want, and I say we, not me or you or whatever, but in general, they gay. Now Quindon did come out later on and he did admit that he was gay, but he said that he said he always knew it, that he doesn't feel like what happened to him made him gay. But he did come out that he came out as same gender loving, as some people would say. But I think that has something to do with it too, is that stigma that's attached to boys saying that they've been violated. But I also think it's the stigma of not being believed. Because listen, look at it. Like, there are still people that say that no matter how much evidence you put out there are going to be people that are going to always say, oh, well, it didn't happen. It didn't happen. And look at Ras B. Ras B has been saying the same thing for years, And I mean, granted, he never filed a lawsuit. I don't know why. I mean, I don't know why he never went forward with criminal charges. But just think about it, though. People don't believe you. They don't believe you. So I think that's a variety of reasons connected to that, why people don't speak
My
up.
my
I agree.
baby is 49. If he come to me today and tell me somebody did something to him as a child, mama coming.
Mhm.
Mama
Point
coming,
blank
huh?
And mama
period.
coming. I know that's
Mama
right. I
coming.
know that's right.
Mama coming.
You didn't tell me then I couldn't
Hmm.
protect you. But we gonna see if can't something be done now. Mama is coming. I'm gonna stand behind mine.
I
Now
understand.
drugs may have played a factor in why
Hmm.
she did. But if anything make you get some act right and get your life together, that should have been
Hmm.
it.
Yeah.
I'm
And
just a parent, and
yeah,
nothing comes before my child.
yeah, I agree. I agree when, especially when it comes to the gentleman we just mentioned, Quindon Tarver. No, he had many. The mother had many warning signs that she didn't oblige or she ignored, because again, I'm not sure what her position was in this. What was she getting out the deal? I don't care. I wouldn't say that she said to herself, well, I don't care what happened to him. Just get in there and get that money, get that bag. Go ahead and get that contract. I don't believe, as a mother, it would be hard for me to fathom that she thought that. But then again, we don't know these people upbringing, and we don't really know the mother's situation. She could have been in. I'm not justifying what she did by allowing him to go with um Chris Stokes. I'm just saying, where was she at in her time? At that time. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm sorry. That's what I was trying to
I
say.
could have been sleeping with the dogs and
No,
eating
Mhm.
you're
with the
fine.
chickens. Do you hear me? I could have been sleeping with the dogs and eating with the chickens.
Mhm.
If that man told me he was already going to
Mhm.
court for him and a little boy,
Yeah.
it ain't no
Mhm.
way in HE double hockey sticks he'd have had mine. We'd have been sleeping with the dogs and eating with the chickens together.
Yeah, when I read
That.
that shocked me
Yeah.
because I didn't
Yeah.
know. I never knew that. I mean, again, this
Mm.
is information that's out there. I mean, that was in Vibe magazine. So here again, I say the same thing. I said the same thing about Diddy. A lot of this information has been hiding in plain sight. People have told their story. People have
Exactly.
told their story, but for whatever reason, we as a society, and I say we because I take point the finger at myself. We as a society chose to walk by, and so now you have these people like a Ras B who has been called all sorts of crazy and erratic and da 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 da.
Mhm.
And now,
Mhm.
because let me ask you guys a question: what do you think the motive was for Chris Stokes' ex-wife to post that last night? What do y'all think her? I mean, do you think there was a motive? I mean, what do you think that was about?
I think
Didn't she say she had been in therapy? She was probably in a therapy session and something hit her. The
Mm,
therapist brought out something that she had hid in the recesses in her mind because she said she had knew it but had been in denial because she
mm,
didn't want to admit she was married to a perpetrator. When that therapist
What were you
brought
gonna
it
say, Miss?
out, she said, I got to come on out with it.
Mm-hmm. What were you gonna say, Miss T?
to be honest, I'm not sure. I didn't know about the therapy part, so excuse me if I missed it. I'm not sure exactly why people wait so long to tell their stories. Why if she knew all the time, she waited until she got a divorce from him, and now she just want to drop this bombshell. Is it because now she wants to speak out on their behalf that, hey, I want y'all to know that I know some stuff took place, and I'm going to, I guess, help these people reveal or expose, Chris Stokes? Is she willing to go forward now with what she know? Why? Because maybe she lived with guilt for so long, and now she just want to tell. I don't know what would possess her to just come out. Didn't you say they divorced in 2015? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
when I looked it up, it says 2015. So I don't know.
So, Aunt Letty, you could be right. Maybe her course of therapy, and for her to live with herself or to deal with, whatever she is, and to be a better person and, renew her spirit. Maybe she has to tell it. Now she wants to tell it. It's just a
Is,
awkward time.
is, is any of her children boys?
That's a good question. I don't know. I know they have 4 kids together, but I don't know. I would have to go back and look. I don't know off the top of
Well,
my head.
see,
I would
and
have
I
to go
was
back and look.
thinking maybe one of her sons then came to her and said, Mama, they not lying because, it could be a number of things. But I'm thinking it's either therapy or if she got boys, one of them done said something. Because she
Or
said she can confirm. She didn't say she thought. She said she can
Oh yeah, she
confirm.
was she was very
Adamant.
adamant
adamant.
about
Hold on,
it.
let me see. Somebody said that she take it down. Let me see. Her
Let me
account
ask.
is private. Her account
Let,
is private.
let me ask you a question. Is her children grown now, or are they still underage?
They're well,
Well, what?
again, I don't know the question. I don't know. I would have to look up the ages. I believe that when I saw a family picture of the 4 of them, I didn't post the kids, I didn't post a picture with the kids on it, but I did find a picture of him with when they were, I guess they were still together, and it was like all of the kids. The kids were younger. I found her account, members, but it's private. Um, and I don't know if she just made it private or if it's already always been private, but it's private right now. Um, I don't know the ages. I would have to look that up, but I let me go back to the because I did find a picture.
Because I
What is
was
it?
wondering if she just waited until her children got old enough to deal with what would be the blowback or the repercussion of her exposing their
Maybe
dad. It's
that
just
could
an
be
odd time.
it.
Wh- When did they get married? Because she said she got married right before the birth of her fourth child. So
They
what
got
year
married
did
in
they get married?
2004. So 2004.
Okay.
Well, no. So yeah, their kids. If that was the 4th child, that's
Yeah, they
20.
grown.
So they're grown. They're
They
grown.
Yeah.
grown. So perhaps she just
I
waited
Yeah.
didn't
until
see
her
your
kids.
super chat, ma'ams. I didn't see your
Perhaps.
super chat.
Oh, I'm sorry. Perhaps she just waited until her kids got grown to expose their father. She could have sat down with them and talked about what was being said, or if they happened to see, because everybody watch YouTube, right? So if they happen to
Yeah.
see the story going around about their dad and approached her, maybe she has to come clean with it. That's just something I thought of.
I'm sorry, you guys. I did not see your super chat, nor did I see that David Mann became a member. So thank you, David Mann, for becoming a member. I don't know if it's not showing up on StreamYard or if I just totally missed it. And Mims sent a shady super chat as always. Thank you so much, Mims. New title: The Bi-Curious Case of Christos. You are always so damn shady. Anyway, moving on. Well, you guys, listen. We're going to definitely keep our ear to the ground on this one. We're going to keep up with what's going on. I am curious as to why the ex-wife decided to speak on it. And if you're coming in late or you don't know what we're talking about, let's go through it one more time. This is what Manye Morton Stokes, formerly Stokes, posted on her Instagram yesterday. And it says, I married him in 2004, just days before I gave birth to my fourth child. So yeah, the youngest child would be at least 20 or will be turning 20 this year. He has faced accusation of sexual acts that I know to be true. She said, I know them to be true, but parties are unwilling to come forward and confirm. I can confirm that he committed these acts. And it begins with acknowledging what I didn't want to accept. I married a perpetrator of such crimes. Now it's time for me to liberate my spirit and open up about it. So maybe she's going to speak further. Maybe she's going to do an interview. It says now it's time for me to open up my spirit and open up. So maybe she's already lined up an interview or something. She's going to speak to somebody. I hope it's with somebody reputable. I mean, I'm not going to throw no shade on nobody, but I just hope it's with somebody reputable, and I'm going to leave it at that. For the past 2.5 years, I've dedicated time to self-improvement, working on my mental, physical, and emotional well-being, often in solitude. At this point, my heart's desire is for every victim, including myself, to heal and live long. So again, when she says including myself, when you again, I have questions. When you say myself, are you asking for clarity? I mean, are you saying myself as far as I was a victim of SA as a child myself, or he did something to? Are you alleging that your ex-husband had violated you in some way? You see what I'm saying? So that's why I mean, maybe going back to what Auntie Nettie said, maybe something triggered this.
Yeah.
Because if y'all have been divorced since 2015, but 2.5 years ago is when you started this journey. I'm just wondering if did something happen 2.5 years ago that triggered this? Did somebody tell you a story? Did you stumble across some evidence? Were you cleaning out an old storage unit? Like, did you have a repressed memory? Like, what? Or maybe you've been sitting on it this whole time. I don't know. But I would be definitely curious to hear it. And I'm just wondering if she's going to do an interview or speak with somebody. I'm just wondering where this is coming from.
Right.
And I don't doubt. I mean, she sounds which is very, very confirmed in her spirit. You know what I'm saying? She's not saying I think, she's saying I know to be a fact.
To be a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
and
crazy.
she double back and say, I can confirm. So she did that twice.
Crazy thing about it, she's been living with that inside of her all these years. So maybe you're right, Auntie Nettie. Maybe it's some type of therapy, and now she want to release herself so she can be free. Because that's something to have to live with, knowing that you know for a fact that someone have done a heinous crime to someone like that, and you living with that inside of you. So maybe that's why. But we'll have to just stay tuned.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And that's a good point too, Mims. You know, a shotgun wedding. I mean, if y'all already had 4 kids together, why did y'all get married then? Was something happening
Just
then
days before.
where y'all getting married to cover? You know, I mean, these are just questions. These are all questions. I mean, we see it happen all the time where people have kids and then they get married. You know, and you say, well, why are you getting married now? You already got 3 kids together. You whatever. But I mean, something.
But he couldn't even wait for her to have a baby and get her body back. He did it 4 days before the birth of the baby. Mills might have a point.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, you know,
because
maybe
it'd be me.
happening. Yeah. Maybe
I'd have
something
thought, I'm going to be snatched for my wedding. You going to wait, partner.
What you say? If you've been waiting all this time, you can wait a couple of more months while I get my body together, right?
That's right. I get my body back.
Really B.
Yes,
Really B.
ma'am.
Real quick. Look at Elite's Leo comment. Now, this could be it too. Not this one. Maybe she was brainwashed. The one prior to that. About the alimony stopped.
Oh.
maybe something. It could be a money thing too. We just don't know. We just have to. I'm like you, really, B. We just have to watch and see what happens because we really don't know her reason for doing it. But if she do an interview, I'm like you. I hope she does it with a reputable person that we can believe. I hope she don't go to some people. We know.
Yeah.
But I mean, we know from on here, going through
Yeah.
this.
Right.
But thank you for having me, really, BTV. I greatly appreciated you, Nettie, and the chat. I appreciate you having me.
Thank you
And
for
I,
coming up. And I do need to, like I said, we've been linking up. We
yeah,
need to get
yeah,
I need to get your email or something so we can link up. Because again, we enjoy some of the same things and we right here in the same era. So
definitely, definitely. I really would like that. Really, be appreciate you very much, baby. I'm gonna get down and nice talking to you, Aunt Nettie, and the chat.
thank
Bye
you,
bye.
thank you,
You
thank
too.
you.
Did I do
Um,
Thanks
pretty
for
good?
having me up, really, B. This was a real good topic. Because
thank
we
you so much
all
for
of
coming
these
up.
men
Thank you
need
for
to
coming
be
up, Auntie.
exposed.
Yeah, I
All
mean,
right,
I would
love.
love to see her be interviewed. I would love to see her be interviewed. So Mims will be interviewing Eddie Long accuser tomorrow. Is that going to be a live interview, Mims, so people can come over and be in the chat?
Mills getting all the interviews.
Mims is over. Listen, Mims is over there rolling. He got that 1K and he ain't stopping. Okay, I ain't mad at you, boo. I'm just listen. I ain't mad at you. Let me just get a piece of what you got. He doesn't want to do it live. Okay, well look, your Bilal video, brother Bilal video, you have to do what's comfortable. But definitely keep us posted. We support the channel. Thank you again for letting me use your audio from your video. Tracy dropped the link. So you guys go check out because again, Mims has a little some people send him some information and he's got some information to add to this. So y'all go over there and hear what he had to add. There's a connection, or there's an alleged connection to Diddy. So y'all go over to Mims' video and hear what Mims has to say. He's got some more information to drop on there. Okay. Cross Country Cruiser, thank you so much for the Cash App. I will be forwarding it to Tracy as soon as I get off of here, and I appreciate you so much. Tracy dropped the link to Mims' channel again to his video. Y'all make sure y'all go check out Mims' video. And I'm going to get up off of here. I will be back. Like I said, I'll be on Dee's channel at 7 o'clock to discuss RuPaul's Drag Race. And then we will be discussing traders after that with Kiss My Cheeks. Okay. I'll post everything on my community board so you can find me. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.